Think about this: greatness isn't built in a day. Whether it's mastering a skill, building a business, or achieving a personal goal, success is the result of what you do consistently, not occasionally. Let me ask you, how many of you have set big goals before, only to lose steam halfway through? It's the commitment to show up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is the foundation of all great achievements, and its power lies in the accumulation of small steps taken consistently over time. These steps may seem insignificant in isolation, but when repeated daily, they have the potential to transform your life in ways you can't imagine. Often, people underestimate the importance of these small, deliberate actions. They look at the grand achievements of others and assume those successes came from one monumental effort or a stroke of luck. However, the truth is that every big success is built upon a series of small, consistent efforts that compound over time. Think of the process as planting seeds. When you plant a seed, you don't expect it to grow into a towering tree overnight. You water it, give it sunlight, and ensure it's in healthy soil. Every day you nurture it, even though at first there's no visible sign of growth. Weeks or months later, that seed begins to sprout, and over the years it becomes a strong and sturdy tree. Consistency works the same way in life. Whether it's building a skill, improving your health, or working towards a dream, it's the daily care and effort that yield results. Small steps are manageable. They don't require monumental energy or time, which makes them sustainable over the long run. For instance, if someone wants to improve their physical fitness, they don't need to start with a marathon. A 20-minute walk every day, combined with gradual increases in intensity and duration, can lead to impressive results over time. It's about starting small and showing up every single day, no matter how minor the effort seems. These small, manageable actions reduce the likelihood of burnout and help create habits that become second nature. The compounding effect of small efforts is a phenomenon that cannot be overstated. Much like the concept of compound interest in finance, where the interest earned on a sum adds to the principal and begins to generate even more interest, small, consistent actions in life build on each other. Each step forward becomes the foundation for the next. For example, if you dedicate just 15 minutes a day to learning a new language, you may not feel fluent after the first week or even the first month. However, over a year, those daily 15 minutes add up to over 90 hours of practice, which can significantly improve your proficiency. Consistency also builds momentum. When you start taking small steps and see even the slightest bit of progress, it fuels your motivation to keep going. That sense of achievement, no matter how minor, creates a positive feedback loop. You feel good about your progress, which makes you want to continue. This momentum is crucial because it helps you push through periods when you might otherwise feel like giving up. Even on days when motivation wanes, the habit of consistency keeps you on track. The more you show up, the easier it becomes to keep showing up. Another crucial aspect of taking small steps consistently is that it minimizes the fear of failure. When you set out to make a massive leap toward your goal, the stakes feel high. The fear of falling short can be paralyzing, leading many to procrastinate or abandon their goals altogether. However, when you break your goal into small, actionable steps, the pressure decreases. Each small step is an opportunity to learn, adjust, and improve. Even if one step doesn't go as planned, it's a minor setback rather than a major failure. This approach builds resilience and confidence over time. Small, consistent efforts allow for adaptability and growth. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances change. When you focus on taking small steps, you're able to adjust your approach as needed without feeling like you've derailed your progress. For instance, if your goal is to become healthier and your initial plan involves running every morning, an injury might temporarily prevent you from running. However, if you've built the habit of dedicating time daily to your health, you can adapt by focusing on stretching, strength training, or another activity that aligns with your overall goal. The power of consistency also lies in its ability to make the seemingly impossible achievable. When people set big goals, they often feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of the task ahead. This overwhelm can lead to paralysis, where the fear of not knowing where to start prevents any action at all. By breaking the goal into small, consistent steps, you make progress feel attainable. Each step becomes a milestone, and as you achieve one milestone after another, your confidence grows. Over time, the goal that once seemed out of reach becomes a reality. Consistency teaches discipline and builds character. Showing up every day, even when it's hard, cultivates a mindset of perseverance. It teaches you to value progress over perfection and effort over excuses. This discipline extends beyond the specific goal you're working on and becomes a trait you carry into all aspects of your life. People who practice consistency in one area often find that it spills over into their relationships, careers, and personal growth. They become dependable, resilient, and focused individuals. To truly appreciate the power of small steps taken consistently, look at examples from real life. Consider a musician who practices their instrument daily. Each practice session might not feel groundbreaking, but after years of consistent effort, their skill reaches a level that seems extraordinary to outsiders. Or think of someone who saves a small amount of money every month. At first, it might seem insignificant, but over time, those small savings grow into a substantial fund. These examples highlight how consistency turns small actions into remarkable results. Consistency is not glamorous. It's not about grand gestures or instant gratification. It's about committing to the process and trusting that the small steps you take every day will lead to big results in the future. It's about understanding that success is not a destination, but a journey. And every step forward, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. So whether your goal is to learn, grow, improve, or achieve, remember that small, deliberate actions taken consistently over time have the power to transform your life. Keep showing up. Keep taking those small steps, because that's how greatness is built. Building habits is the cornerstone of achieving consistency every day. While motivation might get you started, it's habits that sustain progress in the long term. The process of forming habits transforms effort into something automatic, reducing the mental energy needed to stay consistent. Habits are the invisible framework upon which success is built, turning your goals into actionable, repeatable behaviors. Over time, they create a rhythm in your life that helps you make progress without needing to rely solely on willpower. Many people set ambitious goals and feel inspired at the outset, but that initial excitement often fades. Without habits to support consistent action, enthusiasm dwindles and old routines resurface. Habits act as a safeguard against this natural decline in motivation. They anchor your intentions in a predictable routine, allowing you to move forward even on days when your energy or drive is low. By integrating your goals into your daily life as habits, you ensure that progress becomes a natural part of your routine rather than an occasional effort. The process of building habits requires intention, repetition, and patience. It starts with identifying the specific behaviors that align with your goals. For example, if you aim to become healthier, you might decide to drink more water, exercise daily, or prepare nutritious meals. These behaviors are the building blocks of your goal. However, to form lasting habits, these actions must be easy to perform and repeated regularly. This is where small steps become invaluable. Instead of aiming for drastic changes all at once, start with manageable actions that you can sustain over time. This gradual approach reduces resistance and makes it easier to stick to your plan. Repetition is the key to habit formation. The more you perform a behavior, the more ingrained it becomes in your daily routine. Initially, you might need reminders or external prompts to stay on track. Setting alarms, using habit tracking apps, or placing visual cues in your environment can help reinforce the new behavior. Over time, as the habit takes root, these actions will require less conscious effort. What once felt like a deliberate decision will become an automatic part of your day. This shift from effort to ease is where the true power of habits lies. Another critical aspect of building habits is creating a structure that supports consistency. This often involves tying new habits to existing ones, a technique known as habit stacking. For instance, if you already have a routine of brushing your teeth in the morning, you could add a habit of stretching for 5 minutes right afterward. By linking a new habit to an established one, you leverage the momentum of your existing routine to incorporate the new behavior seamlessly. This strategy not only makes it easier to remember the new habit, but also helps integrate it into your daily life without feeling overwhelming. It's also important to recognize the role of environment in habit formation. Your surroundings can either support or hinder your efforts to build new habits. For example, if your goal is to read more, keeping a book on your nightstand makes it easier to reach for it before bed. Conversely, if your goal is to reduce screen time, keeping your phone in another room can minimize distractions. By designing your environment to align with your intentions, you create a space that naturally encourages consistency. While building habits, it's crucial to focus on progress rather than perfection. There will inevitably be days when you miss a step or fall short of your ideal routine. What matters is how quickly you get back on track. A single missed day won't derail your progress, but consistently skipping your habits can. Developing a mindset that prioritizes resilience over rigidity is essential. Treat each day as a fresh start, and don't let temporary setbacks discourage you from continuing your journey. Celebrating small victories is another powerful way to reinforce habits. Each time you complete a habit, you signal to your brain that the behavior is rewarding. This positive reinforcement strengthens the neural pathways associated with the habit, making it more likely that you'll repeat the behavior in the future. Celebrations don't have to be elaborate. A simple acknowledgement of your progress, like saying "well done," or marking a check on your habit tracker, can provide the boost needed to stay consistent. Habits not only make progress sustainable, but also reduce decision fatigue. When behaviors become automatic, you free up mental energy for other tasks and decisions. For instance, if you've built the habit of preparing meals for the week every Sunday, you no longer need to think about what to cook each day. This predictability reduces stress and allows you to focus on more significant aspects of your life. Habits build momentum over time. Each small success creates a ripple effect, inspiring you to take on new challenges. Once you've established the habit of walking daily, for example, you might feel motivated to start jogging or incorporating strength training into your routine. This compounding effect of habits accelerates progress, turning modest beginnings into remarkable achievements. Building habits is about creating a lifestyle that aligns with your goals. It's not about perfection, but about consistently showing up and doing the work. Habits turn consistency into a natural rhythm rather than a forced effort. They bridge the gap between intention and action, helping you move closer to your aspirations every day. By focusing on creating and nurturing habits, you lay the groundwork for long-term success and fulfillment. Discipline is the cornerstone of achieving consistency every day. While motivation might spark the initial action, it is discipline that sustains effort in the long run. Motivation can be fleeting, often influenced by external factors such as mood, environment, or circumstances. Discipline, on the other hand, is internal and unwavering. It's the ability to act regardless of how you feel at any given moment. The key to consistency lies in cultivating discipline because it ensures you show up and put in the effort even on days when motivation is absent. Think of discipline as a muscle that strengthens with regular use. At first, it might feel challenging to stick to a new routine or maintain a commitment. You might find yourself battling excuses or temptations to quit. But every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're training yourself to prioritize what matters most. Over time, this process becomes easier as acting with discipline gradually becomes second nature. The more you practice discipline, the more resilient you become in the face of obstacles. A common misconception is that discipline means forcing yourself to do something you hate. In reality, discipline is about understanding the bigger picture and aligning your actions with your long-term goals, even when the immediate task feels difficult. For instance, waking up early to exercise might not be enjoyable in the moment, but if your goal is to improve your health, discipline reminds you of the benefits that outweigh the temporary discomfort. It's about choosing progress over instant gratification. One of the reasons discipline is so crucial for consistency is that life is unpredictable. There will always be days when things don't go as planned, days when you're tired, stressed, or overwhelmed. Relying solely on motivation during these times can lead to inconsistency because motivation tends to waver in the face of adversity. Discipline, however, acts as a stabilizing force. It keeps you grounded and focused on what needs to be done, regardless of external circumstances. Even if you're not operating at 100%, discipline ensures that you continue to move forward, no matter how small the step. Developing discipline requires a mindset shift. It starts with recognizing that discipline is a choice you make daily. Every decision, no matter how small, either strengthens or weakens your discipline. For example, choosing to skip a workout might seem insignificant, but it sets a precedent that can make it easier to skip the next one. On the other hand, choosing to follow through with your commitment, even when it's inconvenient, reinforces your discipline and makes it easier to stay consistent in the future. Another critical aspect of discipline is self-accountability. It's about holding yourself responsible for your actions and choices. This means being honest with yourself about whether you're putting in the effort required to achieve your goals. Self-accountability doesn't mean being overly critical or harsh. Rather, it's about acknowledging where you can improve and taking the necessary steps to get back on track. Discipline thrives when you maintain this level of honesty and commitment to your own progress. One way to build discipline is to establish clear routines. Routines reduce the number of decisions you need to make each day, which in turn minimizes the mental effort required to stay consistent. For instance, if you set a specific time each day for a particular task such as reading, exercising, or working on a project, it becomes easier to follow through because it's already part of your schedule. Over time, these routines become habits, further reducing the reliance on willpower to stay consistent. Setting clear and realistic goals is another way to strengthen discipline. When you have a clear understanding of what you're working toward, it becomes easier to prioritize your actions and stay focused. Break your larger goals into smaller, manageable milestones and use these as checkpoints to measure your progress. Discipline thrives when you have a roadmap to follow because it gives your actions purpose and direction. It's also important to anticipate and prepare for challenges. Discipline doesn't mean ignoring difficulties. It means finding ways to navigate them without losing sight of your goals. For example, if you know you tend to procrastinate in the evenings, you might plan to complete your most important task earlier in the day. If distractions are a common obstacle, creating a dedicated workspace or turning off notifications can help you stay focused. By proactively addressing potential challenges, you make it easier to remain disciplined. Discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about persistence. There will be times when you falter or fall short of your expectations. What matters is how you respond in those moments. Do you let a slip-up derail your progress, or do you recommend and keep going? Discipline teaches resilience, the ability to bounce back and continue moving forward, even after setbacks. This resilience is what ultimately leads to long-term consistency and success. Celebrating small victories is an essential part of maintaining discipline. Each time you follow through on a commitment, acknowledge your effort and progress. This positive reinforcement not only boosts your confidence, but also strengthens your resolve to stay consistent. Over time, these small wins build momentum, making it easier to stay disciplined and committed to your goals. In the end, discipline is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who merely dream about them. It's the willingness to do the hard work, to stay the course, and to prioritize long-term success over short-term comfort. While motivation may inspire you to start, it's discipline that ensures you finish. Cultivate discipline, and you'll find that consistency becomes not just a practice, but a way of life. Tracking progress and celebrating wins is one of the most effective ways to maintain consistency every day. It's a simple yet powerful strategy that keeps you motivated, focused, and engaged in your journey toward achieving your goals. Often, people underestimate the value of tracking their progress and the positive impact it has on long-term success. Without a clear way to measure and recognize your efforts, it can be easy to lose sight of how far you've come, leading to frustration or even a sense of stagnation. Progress tracking and celebrating victories are essential tools for staying consistent, building momentum, and cultivating a sense of accomplishment. The act of tracking progress starts with having a clear understanding of your goals and breaking them into manageable milestones. Whether your objective is to improve your fitness, learn a new skill, or achieve a career goal, identifying smaller, specific targets along the way makes the journey more achievable. For example, if you want to run a marathon, your first milestone might be running 1 mile without stopping. By breaking your goal into smaller steps, you create checkpoints that help you gauge your progress and give you a sense of achievement at every stage. Tracking your progress provides tangible evidence of your efforts. It removes the ambiguity of relying solely on memory or subjective feelings about how much you've accomplished. When you document your actions, whether through a journal, an app, or a simple checklist, you create a record of the work you've put in. This not only reinforces your commitment, but also serves as a source of motivation on days when you might feel like you're not making progress. Seeing your achievements laid out before you is a powerful reminder that every small step contributes to the bigger picture. Tracking progress helps identify patterns and areas for improvement. By reviewing your progress, you can pinpoint what's working well and where you might need to make adjustments. For instance, if you notice that you're consistently missing certain tasks or struggling to maintain momentum at specific times, you can explore the reasons behind these challenges and develop strategies to address them. This kind of self-awareness is crucial for staying consistent because it allows you to refine your approach rather than giving up when things don't go as planned. Another key benefit of tracking progress is that it helps you stay accountable. When you've committed to documenting your actions, you're more likely to follow through because you don't want to leave gaps in your record. This sense of accountability can be further strengthened by sharing your progress with a trusted friend, mentor, or accountability partner. Having someone else invested in your journey provides additional encouragement and creates a sense of responsibility to stay consistent. Celebrating wins, no matter how small, is just as important as tracking progress. Too often, people focus solely on the end goal, neglecting to acknowledge the achievements along the way. This can lead to burnout or feelings of inadequacy, as the journey toward a significant goal is often long and demanding. By celebrating small victories, you create a sense of joy and fulfillment that sustains your motivation and keeps you engaged. These celebrations serve as a reminder that progress is being made, even if the ultimate goal hasn't yet been reached. The act of celebrating doesn't have to be elaborate or costly. It can be as simple as giving yourself a moment of recognition, treating yourself to something you enjoy, or sharing your success with someone who supports you. For instance, if you've been consistent with your daily workouts for a week, you might reward yourself with a relaxing evening or a favorite meal. These small acts of celebration reinforce positive behavior and encourage you to keep going. Celebrating wins also shifts your mindset from one of lack to one of abundance. Instead of dwelling on what you haven't accomplished, you focus on what you have achieved. This positive perspective builds confidence and reinforces the belief that you are capable of reaching your goals. Confidence is a critical component of consistency because it fuels your determination to overcome challenges and continue pushing forward. Celebrating wins creates a positive feedback loop. When you acknowledge your achievements, your brain releases dopamine, a feel-good chemical that reinforces the behavior that led to success. This biological response makes you more likely to repeat those actions, fostering a cycle of consistent effort and reward. Over time, this loop strengthens your habits and helps you stay committed to your goals. Combining progress tracking with celebrations creates a powerful system for staying consistent. The act of tracking keeps you grounded in the reality of your efforts, while celebrating provides the emotional boost needed to stay motivated. Together, they create a balanced approach that addresses both the practical and psychological aspects of achieving your goals. In the face of setbacks or slower than expected progress, tracking and celebrating can be especially valuable. When challenges arise, it's easy to feel disheartened and question whether your efforts are worthwhile. However, looking back at your documented progress can remind you of how far you've already come. Celebrating even the smallest win during tough times can reignite your motivation and help you regain your focus. Tracking progress and celebrating wins are about cultivating a mindset of gratitude and perseverance. They remind you that success is not just about reaching the destination, but also about appreciating the journey. By recognizing and rewarding your efforts, you create a sustainable path toward consistency and long-term achievement. Every small step forward and every celebration of progress reinforces your commitment, keeping you aligned with your goals and motivated to keep going. Consistency is not about achieving perfection, it's about showing up and focusing on the process every day, regardless of the circumstances. One of the most important lessons in life is that success and progress are rarely linear, and aiming for perfection can lead to frustration, burnout, or even paralysis. In contrast, embracing the process and committing to regular effort builds resilience, fosters learning, and drives sustainable growth over time. When you prioritize the process over perfection, you shift your mindset to one of progress and persistence, which is the true key to achieving long-term success. The pursuit of perfection can often be a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it drives individuals to strive for excellence and set high standards. On the other, it can lead to a fear of failure, causing hesitation or avoidance when faced with challenges. When people expect flawless results, they may shy away from starting or continuing an effort if they feel they can't meet those ideal expectations. This perfectionism creates a mental barrier that undermines consistency. By focusing on the process instead, you give yourself permission to make mistakes, learn, and grow. The process-oriented mindset emphasizes small, manageable actions rather than overwhelming, unrealistic expectations. For example, if your goal is to write a book, focusing on writing a few hundred words every day is far more effective than pressuring yourself to produce a perfect chapter in one sitting. Each day's work, no matter how imperfect, brings you closer to your ultimate goal. Over time, these small, consistent efforts compound into meaningful progress. This approach not only reduces the pressure to be perfect, but also makes the goal more approachable and sustainable. Another key benefit of focusing on the process is that it allows you to remain adaptable. Life is full of unpredictable events and obstacles that can disrupt even the best laid plans. If your focus is solely on achieving perfection, any deviation from your plan may feel like a failure. However, when you prioritize the process, you can adapt to changing circumstances while still making progress. For instance, if you miss a workout due to unforeseen events, the process-oriented approach encourages you to resume the next day without guilt, knowing that consistency, not perfection, is what truly matters. By embracing the process, you also cultivate patience and resilience. Success doesn't happen overnight, and meaningful achievements require time and sustained effort. Focusing on the process helps you accept that setbacks and slow progress are natural parts of the journey. It allows you to stay committed even when results aren't immediately visible. For example, learning a new skill such as playing an instrument or mastering a foreign language often involves periods of stagnation or frustration. The process-oriented mindset reminds you that every practice session, no matter how challenging, contributes to your growth. In addition to fostering resilience, focusing on the process builds a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. When you're overly fixated on the end result, it's easy to overlook the value of the journey itself. The process-oriented mindset encourages you to appreciate the effort, learning, and growth that occur along the way. This perspective transforms seemingly mundane tasks into meaningful experiences, making it easier to stay consistent. For instance, if your goal is to improve your health, focusing on the enjoyment of preparing nutritious meals or the sense of accomplishment after a workout can make the journey more rewarding. Another important aspect of focusing on the process is that it promotes self-compassion. When perfection is the goal, mistakes and setbacks can feel devastating, leading to self-criticism and discouragement. However, the process-oriented mindset recognizes that imperfection is a natural part of progress. It allows you to view mistakes as opportunities for learning rather than as failures. This self-compassion helps you bounce back more quickly from challenges and maintain your commitment to consistency. Focusing on the process also keeps you grounded in the present moment. Often people become so preoccupied with their long-term goals that they lose sight of the importance of the here and now. This forward-focused mindset can lead to stress and dissatisfaction if progress feels slow. By concentrating on what you can do today, whether it's taking a single step toward your goal or simply showing up, you shift your attention to the present, where you have the most control. This mindfulness not only reduces stress, but also enhances your ability to stay consistent. Celebrating small wins is an integral part of the process-oriented approach. Every time you complete a task, no matter how small, you reinforce your commitment to the process. These small victories build momentum, boost your confidence, and create a positive feedback loop that encourages further effort. For instance, if you're trying to develop a daily meditation practice, acknowledging the fact that you showed up, even if only for a few minutes, can motivate you to continue. Focusing on the process fosters intrinsic motivation. Instead of relying on external rewards or validation, you begin to find satisfaction in the effort itself. This internal drive is more sustainable because it's rooted in personal growth and self-improvement rather than external measures of success. For example, someone who runs every day because they enjoy the act of running is more likely to stay consistent than someone who runs solely to achieve a specific time or distance goal. Prioritizing the process over perfection is about embracing imperfection as a natural part of life. It's about recognizing that progress, not flawlessness, is what leads to success. By showing up consistently, learning from mistakes, and appreciating the journey, you create a foundation for sustainable growth and long-term achievement. Every step you take, no matter how small or imperfect, is a step forward. And it's this commitment to the process that will ultimately lead you to your goals. Surrounding yourself with supportive people is one of the most impactful ways to ensure consistency in your efforts toward personal or professional growth. Human beings are social creatures, deeply influenced by the environment and the people they interact with regularly. The right support system can provide encouragement, accountability, and inspiration, creating a positive feedback loop that helps you stay on track even during challenging times. Whether it's friends, family, mentors, or like-minded individuals who share your goals, having a community that believes in you can make all the difference in maintaining consistency every day. A supportive environment begins with people who genuinely care about your well-being and success. These individuals celebrate your victories, offer constructive feedback, and remind you of your potential when self-doubt creeps in. Their belief in your abilities can serve as a powerful motivator, especially during moments of uncertainty or fatigue. Knowing that someone is rooting for you provides an extra layer of accountability and encouragement to keep showing up, even when the journey feels tough. Supportive people not only cheer you on, but also hold you accountable. Accountability is a critical element of consistency because it keeps you committed to your goals. When you share your aspirations with someone who genuinely wants to see you succeed, you create a sense of responsibility to follow through on your commitments. For example, if you've promised a friend or mentor that you'll complete a specific task by a certain date, you're less likely to procrastinate or abandon your efforts. This external accountability complements your internal drive, making it easier to stay consistent. Mentors and role models play a particularly vital role in a support system. These are individuals who have already achieved the goals you're striving for or possess expertise in your area of focus. Their guidance can help you navigate challenges, avoid common pitfalls, and stay motivated. A mentor's insights and encouragement can be invaluable when you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed, providing clarity and direction that helps you maintain momentum. Moreover, seeing their achievements can serve as a reminder that success is possible, reinforcing your belief in your ability to reach your goals. In addition to mentors, surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who share similar goals can create a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose. Being part of a community of people who are on the same journey fosters mutual support and inspiration. For instance, joining a group fitness class, a writing club, or a professional network can connect you with others who understand the challenges you're facing. Sharing experiences, exchanging advice, and celebrating each other's milestones can strengthen your resolve and keep you motivated to stay consistent. It's not just about finding people who support your goals, it's also about distancing yourself from those who might hinder your progress. Negative or unsupportive individuals can drain your energy, sow doubt, and undermine your efforts. While it's not always possible to avoid such people entirely, setting boundaries and limiting their influence is crucial for protecting your consistency and focus. Instead, prioritize relationships with those who uplift and empower you. A supportive network also helps you overcome setbacks and challenges. No journey is without obstacles, and there will be times when staying consistent feels particularly difficult. During these moments, having people who understand and empathize with your struggles can make a significant difference. They can offer a fresh perspective, remind you of your strengths, and encourage you to keep going. For example, if you've experienced a temporary lapse in your routine, a supportive friend might remind you that one setback doesn't define your progress and that you can pick up where you left off. The emotional support provided by a strong network is equally important. Consistency often requires resilience, especially when you face failures or slow progress. Supportive individuals can provide the emotional reassurance needed to weather these storms. A kind word, a listening ear, or a shared laugh can lift your spirits and renew your motivation. This emotional connection fosters a sense of belonging and reduces the feeling of isolation that can sometimes accompany personal growth journeys. Creating a supportive environment also involves actively contributing to the relationships that sustain you. Support is a two-way street. And being there for others in their times of need strengthens the bonds that help you both grow. Offering encouragement, celebrating their successes, and showing empathy during their challenges builds a reciprocal dynamic that benefits everyone involved. When you invest in these relationships, you create a network of mutual support that enhances consistency for all parties. Technology and social media can also play a role in building a supportive community. Online platforms provide opportunities to connect with people worldwide who share your interests and goals. Virtual accountability groups, forums, and social media communities can be excellent sources of motivation and inspiration. For instance, if you're training for a marathon, joining an online running group can provide tips, encouragement, and shared experiences that keep you motivated to stay consistent with your training. Surrounding yourself with supportive people reinforces the idea that success is a collective effort. While personal growth and achievement require individual effort, no one succeeds entirely on their own. The encouragement, guidance, and accountability provided by others create a foundation that makes consistency more attainable. It reminds you that you're not alone in your journey and that there are people who genuinely want to see you succeed. In essence, the people you surround yourself with play a crucial role in shaping your ability to stay consistent every day. They inspire, uplift, and hold you accountable, creating an environment where progress feels possible and worthwhile. By cultivating a network of supportive individuals, you set yourself up for long-term success, resilience, and fulfillment. With the right people by your side, consistency becomes not just a goal, but a way of life.